LinkedIn Live. It's 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I do this every day, 7 days a week, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So let's dive into it. This is the last day of 2022. Hope it's been a beautiful, wonderful year for you. I know I've made some huge advances and am doing things I never thought I'd do with people I never knew I'd meet. So with that said, today's program and all week has been getting ready for 2023, primarily strategic planning in very fundamental, essential areas that could really drive your success in 2023. We've got chat going. Everybody who participates in chat, I tag in my post and I recognize, and this LinkedIn Live will get hundreds of quality thought leaders to watch it. If you're on the screen, you'll be seen. And I think that's a key element is getting exposure. So let's move right into the subject, which is how to win big with a LinkedIn overserving value strategy. What does that mean? Well, a couple things that it really builds well with is proactive. Being proactive, being the first. There's a saying, givers get. The more you give, the more you get. You just need some patience and perseverance. It's a long game, and you've got to run a marathon, not a sprint. And the key to overserving is doing more than everybody else is typically doing or used to doing. And by being out there, that's why I do this every day. I've been posting every day for 3 years. That's 1,000 posts, haven't missed a post. Why is that? Because you get into a rhythm, you get into a frequency, people pick it up, they see you, they know you, they get to trust you because you're always there. Your attributes speak louder than your actions. Okay, so being proactive, being first. What's next? Doing more than we talked most people are used to or expect, because that's what really distinguishes you, from everybody else in the marketplace. Is, at the end of the day, you can look at your comments and there's a few that really did a beautiful job, read your content, watched your video, shared, did something. They go right to the top, and you know that yourself. So why not be the one who goes to the top in someone else's community, right? Everybody's looking for help. Everybody's looking for promotion. Everybody's looking for support. Be that to get that. Don't wait for that to give that. See, it's all backwards on LinkedIn. It's like a new culture, a new world. You got to learn the language. You got to learn the customs and the difference between, the conventional, everyday physical world is that you need to get something for something to do something, right? You got to get paid when you do something. And most things are primarily transactional. So you expect something in return before you do something. On LinkedIn, the currency is your time, your energy, and your thought. And you're going to put that into failure as well as success. So why not reinvest it in what will get you a better, sustainable, duplicatable, scalable opportunity? Don't think small, think big, but then act right. And I found that I can do less and get more just by fixing the process, just by fixing the order in which everything shows up. Because there needs to be balance. There needs to be the plan, do, review. There's too much doing, not enough reviewing, and definitely not enough reinvention. So that's key. Now, how do you accomplish overserving? We've got Dennis here. Dennis is one of my favorite people. It was a great year to get things done, too, and have fun. Thanks for your LinkedIn wisdom. Looking forward to listening to you next year, too. Well, it's only getting better because of people like you, Dennis, and other people listening in and watching and sharing. This is something we can do. This is a project we can help each other ramp up together. This is not give and keep giving. This is giving, getting more, getting more, everybody continues to build in a reciprocal way. So thank you so much, Dennis. Wishing you a great 2023, and look forward to talking on the phone. We just need to get the technical part done, but we'll do it. So thanks, Dennis. Have a wonderful New Year's celebration tonight, and start off tomorrow like it's the first day of your life. Thank you, Dennis. So, what activities can you do to overserve? Well, commenting is primary. I think that's what most people appreciate. Sharing and commenting, and you know what it is? It's pushing a button most of the time. It's writing 4 or 5 nice words, whatever they are. Take seconds. How many seconds of that is your day? Very small percentage. If you're not doing that, what are you doing? If you're not watering your garden, how do you expect it to grow? So comment, but be the best commenter. Look at the comments of the day. It's like playing poker, seeing everybody's hands, So make up your own hand once you know what it's going to take to win. All you got to do is pick out 5, 10, 15, whatever, how ambitious you are. Follow them, hit the bell. You'll get notified when their content shows up, and be sincere, be authentic, be supportive, be the person you want someone to be for you. And there's a saying, act as if you are, you'll become. Okay, so moving on from commenting, what else can you do? Well, you can reach out and communicate, right? But the difference is, if you just say, let's have a Zoom call, we got a lot in common. It's like, who are you? And why you? And why my time for you? If you start to show you're a fan, a promoter, a supporter of what they do, they're going to want to build with you. And naturally, they'll take a call, because if they don't take a call, you're not going to promote them anymore, support them. They're smart people who have big organizations, people who are growing fast. And there's so many people I know who are doing so well on LinkedIn now with the new tools and opportunities, that it proves it can be done if you work it right. And the difference is having the right strategies, putting a plan together, being able to look at your plan and feel comfortable and confident, and, be your own competition. The game is between you and yourself. So moving on from commenting, the next step is referrals. Those are great. I saw your whatever. I know somebody who's looking for something like what you offer. Happy to put you together. The other thing is that goes along with LinkedIn Live is you get guest opportunities. I'm going, instead of saying, let's have a Zoom, to let's be a guest on my show. And then everybody shows up better because they're being seen and they have an opportunity to promote themselves. So why not see the best of somebody? And the other thing is, if you meet somebody on LinkedIn Live like this, where would you like to meet a stranger? Probably in the most public place you can. And that's another opportunity. So by creating opportunities, sharing opportunities, helping people with their opportunities, you're going to shine. And how many people do you really need? How many people can you really work with full-time? Couple, at least, to get started. So it's not like take 830 million people and get lucky like a lottery. You do the choosing. Dennis has a great comment here. Good tools is way better than being with fools. Well, it does rhyme, and you're so right. And the difference is everything that you need to do to be tremendously successful on LinkedIn is simple. But what's simple isn't always easy, especially if you don't know how to do it or even know that that's the thing to do. And that's why buying some vowels in 2023 is so important. Join with collaboration. Get with me. I've got a couple programs on my website. If you're really serious about driving LinkedIn home next year, why not get with someone who's already doing it and can share what's working for them, and it can start working for you? That's so simple. Why go it alone? Where's the fun? Moving on. Other ways that you can promote overserving is how much you give. In the beginning, you have to win trust. So it's like sampling, and if you think that it's a great sample, the person will not want to wait for another tidbit. They'll want to buy the next meal. And that's where you got to continue to put it out. And here's the other beauty of overserving or oversampling is that it shows your intent. It shows you're not, too nickel and dime. You're willing to trust them. And here's the beauty of it for you. If they say no, you've already qualified them with very little time and very little investment. If they say yes, you've got more steps to take. Either way, it's a sorting business, and the way it comes down to is some will, some won't. So what? You continue to move people through the process. And it's not you and it's not them. It's not personal. It's timing and positioning. And maybe your message isn't right yet. Maybe your strategy isn't right yet. But when it is, conversions go up, and all of a sudden you're in the position of choosing as opposed to the other way. We've got another gentleman, Mosen. Thank you so much for coming. You're very welcome to be here. Always open to anybody out there in the audience who wants to share who they are and where they're from and get a conversation going. And really, maybe I always promote this is make connections here, interact, network. It's another way of repurposing your time. So not only learn, but connect. Thank you for Mosen. Appreciate it. Come back. I'm here every day. How other ways can you do it? Well, here's the magic. This is like, you should really pay notice to this. Early on, I was a super connector. I went from 5,000 to 27,000 connections in 4 months. I was just going gangbusters, I was just driving it home. And the way I did it is I got everybody to get behind it to keep making those numbers bigger, but relevant numbers, relevant people, important thought leaders. And now when you look at it, getting more people to work with more people is much more important than just having more people. It's activation that works. And overserving is also about the amount. Mosen is very thankful. Thank you back. Appreciate it very much. We've got a person from Bangalore, Naveen. Thank you for being here. I'll definitely look at everybody's profile who comments today. Another thing is if you want to get the process going, share things like this video. Promote the people who are promoting you. I'm only a fan of whoever is a fan of mine, and I think that should be what you do on LinkedIn because it really takes better advantage of time efficiency, thought efficiency. And one thing that I always advocate is quality of life balance. You just want to set so much aside. It's a budget for what you're going to do on LinkedIn, have an intention. And you see, if you have a plan, it either has to fit into it or you got to change your plan. Either way works because it either keeps it right or makes it better if that's how it works out. And it's how you treat people, so giving more. When you go in for a sandwich and all of a sudden they give you 3 times the meat you thought, you are like incredulous. And what is it? More meat? How much is it? Not much, but it's something significant. If you're going to get in front of somebody, make an impression. Make enough of an impression that someone says, hey, this person may be right for me. Everybody out there needs help. Everybody's looking for help, but there's a distrust factor, and there's too many people go right for the sale before they even know what the opportunity is. And then that's just transactional. If you're into trusted relationships, value oriented, and everybody has a story, and everybody they say stories sell, facts tell. They don't want to know numbers and data. They want to know, hey, how'd you do it? Well, if you start your story like I gave all this away for so long so that I could distinguish myself, differentiate myself, and elevate myself away from 830 people in the mob here, you're in great position. If you get on LinkedIn Live, you're like on a landing strip no one even is using, and it gives you total reach. They announce it. I mean, they make it so easy. All you got to do is be good enough not to be bad to succeed on it. I've been here 7 months every day. I don't see that many people. And I don't see that many people who know what they're talking about based on doing it, not just thinking it and thinking it's good for you, but maybe not for them. So, getting back to overserving, what turns you on? What present can someone give you to make you want to show it to a lot of other people? And what we're talking about here is words. And the magic formula that I was mentioning, I was talking with this really interesting lady, and she had huge success in all kinds of areas. And we had a great Zoom call. And this was about 3 years ago. And when we got finished with the call, she made a whole article just about our call, and it got huge response. And I couldn't believe it. Here we got a great comment, long one from Layla. Treat LinkedIn as your powerful weapon, as is the land of opportunities where you can brand for your skills, experience, knowledge, and your own stories. It gives an opportunity to tell the untold story about yourself that makes you unique with your probably audience. That is so profound. It really is. Everybody should read this and understand that LinkedIn gives you the opportunity. And in most cases, there's so many people who have never had an opportunity, but had the ability, had the desire, and had the energy and drive to make things happen. Well, on LinkedIn, like I say, it's a new land. You can reinvent yourself. Nobody knows you. And reinvent yourself as your best self, your authentic self, and make that part of the overvaluing process. Thank you so much, Layla. And, if you're excited by it, if you're excited by your ability, if you're excited now by the opportunity, so many people have been kind of like limited or put off to the side. They've given up even thinking that they could do certain things. On LinkedIn Live or on LinkedIn, and generally, they don't stop you from doing too much, right? They don't tell you you can't communicate with 100 people a day. You can't comment on 100 posts. If it's valuable and important, you've got to make the commitment, or don't make the intention and don't set the goal. Who's fooling who, right? You're going to have to look at it, and that's why people don't do it. The numbers are clearly in favor of a written plan. A written plan gets 5 times the success of an unwritten plan, and it builds responsibility, builds accountability. And, if you were given like a boatload of $20 bills, and all you had to do is pass them out to people for $5 or $10, you'd have no trouble getting rid of them every day. And people would come home and they would say to whoever they're home to, hey, look, I got a $20 bill, some guy, and it's real, and I gave him $5 or $10 for it. For $10, it's crazy. Jim Rohn, who is one of the best motivational speakers of all time. And I got to be a little conversational with him, talk to him at conferences and things like that. And one time he said, I had somebody do me a great job, came to my house and fixed things up. And I wanted to give him a little bit more. So I was between $5 and $10 tip. And, I gave him the $5 tip. And, all day it bothered me. So if I would have given him $5 more, he would have been happy. I would have never had to think, boy, what a dumb thing. I should have given them more. See, that's where you have to think about, what are you providing for people that's going to impress them? If someone came to your house tonight, what would you serve them? Leftovers? Or would you make a nice meal, something that maybe they weren't used to, and something that they would be impressed with, and something they would tell everybody that they knew, because it's something really cool. And that's what you have to do, is you're your own cook, right? You design the menu, you make the food, you serve it. Same thing on LinkedIn. You know, people need nourishment, not in food form, but in support. Half of everybody I know, the difference between their success and failure is they gave up. They didn't believe in themselves. They couldn't last. And why? Because they tried to do too much, too soon, with too little, and too little belief. You know, there was a saying, if you believe it is, it is. If you believe it isn't, it isn't. You know, and the same thing on LinkedIn. So you take common sense here, keep it simple, keep it authentic, serve others until it's uncomfortable, because that'll make you stretch. But also, if it makes you stretch, you'll be more particular on who you choose and what you choose to do for how long, because everything has a limit. And if you pick 5 or 10 people and you're just going to overserve, I mean, you're going to like go to their LinkedIn house and say, I'm here to make your life and your home better and easier. And if you like what you see and you like what I do, now we can talk about maybe doing something. So in a sense, it's an audition. It's not the final act, you know, and that's what you really got to focus on, is all of that. And again, everybody who comments, everybody who comes on the screen, I'll tag them in my post tomorrow with 180 other thought leaders, and there'll be connection requests from people you never imagined you'd get. So, you know, and then being seen by so many people. You never want to be the best kept secret on LinkedIn. There's no value to it. That should be something you write down and say, is this my plan? How far am I going to go with this one? You know, most people just can't get out of their own way, you know, and that's so important. And getting help is essential. It's too big of an opportunity for one. Even if you could do it, it would be too much work. And it's unnecessary to do that much when you can join and help each other collaborate. That's the key. So anyways, with that said, I want to thank everybody for coming today. If there's any last questions or thoughts out there, I'll be happy to continue. But I'm doing this every day. You can visit doncohenconsulting.com. I've got a few really, relevant programs that I'm focused on. I only do a couple people at a time. You know, I enjoy helping people get to where they're going faster, better, and with more fun and more confidence based on knowing I'm doing it too. So with that, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a wonderful 2023 and a safe and happy New Year's Eve. And we'll talk tomorrow when it is 2023. So thank you again so much. Bye for now.